Alright, hello and welcome to Lab 1. You're on this page watching this video that I'm about to replace, so that's fun. Go ahead and open your file and let's get started. You're pros at this now, so there's not a whole lot I have to tell you. I'll just explain what we're doing. So go ahead and get your starter code refreshed. Remember to do that. And copy it into a nice place where you want to do your work. And then you have two files that you're going to edit and add to and make perfect. Okay, so the very first thing that I would like you to do is this program. It gets the average of 5 random numbers. Okay, so that is in randomaverage.cpp. And, well, let's take a look. Here I am in random average. You can keep this line as it is. All you're going to do is make 5 random numbers, and then you're going to print them out. And then finally, you'll print the average of those 5 random numbers rounded to 2 decimal places. So you're going to have to use set precision and possibly fixed. Okay, so yeah, just remember how to use rand. If you're wondering about how it works, you can always look at the cstdlib documentation file. Go to rand, be like, okay, this is how I use it. Now I remember. It's got some examples and things. So yeah, you're just going to have to generate a bunch of random numbers, 5 in total, between 1 and 100. Okay, so you can use the modulo trick, but you're going to have to do some extra stuff to make it between 1 and 100, not like 0 and 99, right? Okay, yeah, this is how it should work. You just run it and you type in, actually, sorry, you don't type anything, it types to you. So let's see here. I have my solution here. If I go to, I've already compiled it. If you do the G++, all this stuff to compile it, and then the / random average to run it, this is what should happen. It should be different every time, of course, but it'll just print out 10 random numbers and the average, okay? And it's always different. So that's fun. That's the first project you will work on, so just follow those comments and it should all work out. Compile as usual, run as usual. The next part of this lab is a little tricky. You'll have to think about it for a second. You're going to use the round function, but that's not the whole story, okay? So we're going to pretend that we live in a world without pennies or nickels, so everything that we buy gets rounded to the nearest dime. And so we're going to pretend we're at a store and we're buying something. The user enters the price. We're going to program that. And then we're going to calculate the sales tax for that thing. So we're going to calculate 7.75% sales tax. It may or may not be that anymore in Fresno. And we're going to round that, though, to the nearest dime. So it could go up or down, depending on what it should be. So for example, if we had, I don't know, I'll just type it here, because why not? If the sales tax came to be like $2.57, we're going to round this up to $2.60. Okay, I hope that makes sense. You're rounding it to the nearest dime. But if it was $2.53, we'll round that down to $2.50. Okay, that's the idea. So you can use round, which rounds things to whole numbers, in a special way. Okay, there's some stuff that you can do before you send the number to round and after you get it back that can end up effectively rounding the number to the nearest tenth, and I want you to think about that. Okay, so round is just a function that I showed in class. It takes a double and gives you back a double, and it rounds it to the nearest whole number. So you're going to have to think about how you might use that to round to the nearest tenth instead. Okay, feel free to yell at me about it. I'd be happy to give you a little hint, but that's the main idea. You're just going to enter a number that is a price and display it in a pretty way, calculate the sales tax, round it in a pretty way, and yeah, calculate the total for the price plus the sales tax. And yeah, this is all you're going to be doing. And just make sure to get the formatting right. It's exactly 10 equal signs, things like that. There's some spaces here, there's a plus there and a space there, and remember your dollar signs. Yeah, if it works like this, then you're good to go. So let me show you that running. You can compile with this, and it should look like this when you run it. Like, I don't know, the price was $5.70. And so apparently the sales tax, if I go into Python for a second, the sales tax was 7.75%, so it's 570 times 0.0775, That's the sales tax, but you got to round this. Okay, you got to round it down to 40. That's the idea. Okie dokie. So that is what you're doing. This is how it's going to work. And here is the starter code. So I have made it so that it's ready, like you have the price already, like it outputs enter the price, then you can type it in, and it's got it in this double price variable. And so now you can just follow the rest of these steps, and you should have an example. Yeah, I'd be happy to give you a hint. Come to office hours, yell at me on Discord. But yeah, you're going to just do this calculation and round. All right, shouldn't be too bad. So those are your two things for this week's lab. Those two programs, and you'll submit them both using the turn-in command that you know and love now. Okay, so you'll say turn-in lab 01 now at CSCI 40. These two files, the ones that you edited, and the autograder will grade them. And it's 10 points for each of the tests that I've made. Okay, so I think that's everything. This is due in a week, and yeah, if I forgot something, I will add to this video, but otherwise I will see you later. Good luck.